Basim, join me on the roof.
فلتصحبك السلامة في رحلتك.
Basim! I knew it was you. You're not the only one with eyes that see afar.
So, Tabid, you have filled the streets with eyes and spies.
Such is the life of a Rafiq. Without my knowledge, where would we be?
Knowledge is a tool, a weapon. It can be used for good or ill. And the Order is using it for ill indeed.
What have you learned?
Rot runs deep through the House of Wisdom. They are using some ancient book, hoping to build a wicked device.
I have heard rumors of this blasphemous contraption. They call it their great work.
The Order is experimenting on people, lethally. I have stopped them for now. But someone called El Rabisu is running things at the House of Wisdom.
Any idea about who this Rabisu character could be?
I have my suspicions about the great scholar, Fazil Fahim.
That fragile old man?
The clues I have gathered tell me so.
It could be. The House of Wisdom will be hosting a great symposium soon. An informal gathering of scholars. A lecture, refreshments, chatter. Even the great Arib will attend. Go, spy out this puzzle with care. But do not throw your blade at the symposium. We don't want to show our hand just yet. But if Fazil is guilty and alone, then like a viper, strike. But you must be sure.
Before I act, I will be sure.
现在各项证据指向的就是我们刚刚到智慧宫的时候，在中间演讲，也就是智慧宫的负责人，之前叫他老人家，他还有点不开心的那一位。而现在就要前往智慧宫，寻找到确切的证据。如果是他，就把他做了。
The symposium should be here. Baghdad's brightest, sharing their wisdom.
而此时的智慧宫正在请客吃饭，或者说搞一个聚会。而参加宴会的人，大多数都是学者。
Pardon me. I am looking for the great scholar's lecture.
Fazl Fahim's lecture about the antediluvian antecedents of humanity will begin soon. In the meantime, please enjoy our ample stock of exquisite delicacies and tasty refreshments.
宴会还要过一会儿才开始，我们可以在这儿先坐一会儿。
Where is Arib al-Ma'muniyah? Where is Arib? I hope to catch a whiff of her magnificent aura. So rare to see her outside of the round city.
The beloved is in the garden, ruminating upon the perfection of nature.
Oh, to be a flower held in her discerning hands, inspiring such languid verse.
She must be relieved to be free of her wealthy patrons, for a change.
Oh, perhaps she leads an exciting secret double life, slipping out of the palaces to find inspiration in common life.
I doubt it.
这里的剧情有点突兀，为什么要去找这位诗人？实际上找诗人并不重要，因为在这里可以碰到老朋友。
Hey, Nine Fingers, over here. I told you I'd see you around.
Indeed. And what brings you back?
I want to show you something.
内哈尔有一些东西给我们看。
These House of Wisdom boards collect the wildest trinkets and gadgets.
I have been here before, Nihal. This is Ahmed ibn Musa's office. Have you been sneaking in there?
Does this remind you of your nightmares?
No. More like something from the Bimaristan. Or a training chart of the Hidden Ones.
Ah, yes. The swift ways to kill silently. death in seconds.
有几幅画可以看一下。
It gives me a tingle down my spine. Like I'm nearing a cosmic secret.
You read too much about magicians and lost cities buried beneath the dunes.
You don't read enough. Perhaps there are other worlds, other people out among the stars.
Nonsense.
Ahmed and his brothers are capable of designing some fantastic devices.
Not all of his ideas are that practical, I'm afraid.
Don't be so smug. The world is full of wonders.
This. I have seen this one before. Is this what you wanted to show me?
Yes. It reminded me of that object we found at the palace. What is it?
A drawing from an ancient book.
There is something you are not telling me.
You do not want to know what happens behind closed doors.
Why? Because you do not know either?
Because, as Derwish says, sometimes it is better not to know the truth behind the things we must do.
The truth, Basim, is that everything is here in front of you. But you refuse to look at it. This is about you. It has always been about you, ever since that night.
I took an oath, Nihal, to leave my old life behind and walk this path of shadows.
And maybe someday you will find the light. But until then, I will walk behind you every step of the way to remind you not to forget who you are.
Is that a threat?
I do not know.
تسرني رؤيتك كثيرا.
There is that poet Abid loves, whose work keeps turning up in unexpected places.
Spirit of the sands. Yes?
Symmetry of sky and sea, but only in thine eye do these two planes meet.
You have read my work. And who might you be?
A lover of poetry, nothing more. And of order. Or should I say, chaos.
I know only one living poet who loves chaos that much. Ali ibn Muhammad. Are you a fan of his pedestrian work?
The rivalry between you two is legendary. It enhances the craft. I cannot choose.
You are most diplomatic. But I would rather seek inspiration among these lovely blooms. Good day.
为了进入接下来要举行的那一场盛会，现在要混入一楼的人群。实际上说是混入一楼的人群，实际上就是跟这边的一些学者聊聊天、说说话，就可以触发下一阶段的内容。而在这里呢，可以碰到之前我们救的在善写室里面救的那个翻译官。
The translator. What is he still doing here? Hunain, you should not be back so soon.
I know. I'm still nervous, but I couldn't stay away from my books.
I guess we must always do our duty.
وداعا.
That astronomer might be one of them, though I doubt it. Sayyidi, I am honored to make your acquaintance.
Good to see more young people enjoying the House of Wisdom.
Do you think the great scholar will give a good lecture?
Do not waste time listening to his nonsense. I have written many more edifying and practical books instead.
On which topics?
I have written extensively about sundials, astrolabes, stars and planets, and the circumference of the Earth.
Fascinating, Sayyidi. I shall read more of your work soon. Wada'an. Sounds like the lecture is about to begin. I should return to the Kahraman.
好了，去参加学术演讲，你听得懂吗？你就参加。
Pardon me. Is Fazil Fahim's lecture ready to begin?
Indeed it is. Head inside if you please.
Welcome, one and all, to the House of Wisdom, center of learning in Baghdad, indeed, of the entire world. I am Fazil Fahim al-Kimsa, first scholar of the House of Wisdom, wisest of the wise. Today, I will shock you with what may sound like outrageous blasphemies. Do not fear, good people. Though I am old, my mind remains sharp as steel. Today I speak of mysteries, of creatures from the antediluvian age. Do not the ancient prophets tell us about giants from before the flood who forsook Allah and worshipped false idols? Is it not possible these giants built marvels, works of wondrous power, now lost to us?
Zahra and Hassan are both dead, slain by an assassin's blade.
They're dead.
Sayyidi, I urge you to hide until it's safe. Apologies, people, but our lecture has concluded. Please, feel free to explore the House of Wisdom's many fine chambers.
You call yourself the great scholar, Fazil. You who burn books and hope the smoke will hide your crimes. How many did you sacrifice in your search for knowledge? How many did you use, damage, and discard in the name of discovery? Now you hide within the House of Wisdom. The house you led astray. But I will find you. And I will exact justice for every soul you savaged for your great work.
接下来的目标就是要把他给弄死，使用各类方法找到这位潜藏者。
It is true. Fazil leads the order in Abbasiyah. I need to hunt him down.
我找到的有2种方法，我们选择最简单的那一个。来到正厅的1楼，和门卫说话。
Gatekeeper, let me pass.
Those who came before are...
What are you talking about?
Those who came before are...
Let me get back to you.
没有口令，此时要获得口令，可以上去听一听图书馆管理员的谈话。
Looks clear. I can use my weapons again if needed.
What do you mean you lost the great scholar's masterwork? I'm sorry. I was distracted by the presence of the famous poet Arib. Forget the poet. We better find Fazil's book, or we're both dead.
Sounds like part of a passphrase.
此时正常的流程是跟着他们一起进入图书馆，然后在图书馆里面绕一大圈。在这里呢，坐下来可以听这3个人说话，可以获得另外一条线索，就是可以获得钥匙，使用钥匙打开西面花园里面的一扇暗门，也可以进去。那个呢有点小麻烦，因为我是背过版的，所以说我就投机取巧，我知道书在哪儿，也就是口令在哪儿。从西边的花园直接爬上去。
An impressive volume, written by Fazil Fahim. Could be his masterwork. Its title is Those Who Came Before Are Those Who Shall Return. This has to be it.
口令是在这所房子的西南角，就是左下角，在地图里面是可以看得到的。而钥匙呢是在右下角，也就是东南角。有一个园丁身上有钥匙，但是要把他旁边的敌人啊，或者说清一下，或者说找到适当的时机把他钥匙给偷出来。
I better not use my weapons here.
而现在有了口令，就可以直接进去了。在这里吧，可以融入环境，偷听一些新的资讯。我不管了，我这边直接进去，这边方便。
Gatekeeper,
those who came before are
those who shall return.
Correct! You may proceed.
这里提示我们，他会去地下室。房间里有通往地下室的隐秘通道。我看看他有点啥好东西不？在这儿就是秘密通道。话说你的小体格平时搞这个是不是太累了？不管是从西边花园里面的密道，还是从这个密道下去，去的实际上都是一个地方。
Looks clear. I can use my weapons again if needed.
游戏是可以跑杀的，敌人的听觉很不好，但是跑杀会有点什么不好呢？他有时候冲起来以后啊，这个动作会特别大，特别磨叽。那我们就优雅一点把他们给干掉。敌人的反应也很慢。这边呢有几个敌人，先稍作等待，这个人会过来。如果上去先杀右边的敌人，如果弄他的情况下，可能被另外的几个敌人发现，就是这条小走廊尽头的敌人发现，在这边弄他是不会被人发现的。回来，然后上去，正面击杀掉这个人。在这里可以使用刺客专注，但是我刺客专注不多了，我们就使用飞刀直接炸，炸死2个。然后炸没炸上，这个时候最好的方法就是用刺客专注干壮汉，因为烟雾弹没有办法，有的时候没有办法秒掉壮汉，然后在这里使用刺客专注，但是他们2个重叠的有点狠，我们要多试几次，把2个人全部锁定住，多试几次，先搞这个，再搞这个壮汉，OK。到这儿就很方便了。这个任务的潜行刺杀的要素比较少，更多的是探索。探索的话是知道目的在哪儿，如何走捷径完成就很方便了。
There is a deep wrongness here, a reek of rotten iron. Those robes might help me get closer to Fazil. What have they done to these people? Poor guy will not need this anymore. This should help me blend in.
法兹尔，也就是我们要刺杀的目标，正在拿活人做实验，所以换上实验对象的衣服，病人的长袍，想办法接近法兹尔。
Take me back there. I don't belong here.
Next subject! In here, now!
There are horrors here, but the most terrifying thing is that I have seen it all before. Somehow.
Who dares meddle with my great work? Killing my allies and spoiling my lecture. It's an outrage.
It looks like the handiwork of a trained assassin.
Must be some faction in the Round City. Or one of those jealous broods in Sharqiyya.
These killings were too subtle for mercenaries.
No matter. Once I understand how the mechanism works, I will prove myself to Al-Bahamud.
In here, Lackwit. He's not too bad today.
You are new, aren't you? I don't recognize you. They promised you gold when you volunteered, yes? No matter. What you are about to behold surpasses all worldly riches. Don't be afraid. Are you afraid? This is my great work. I call it Arua. It will take you on a journey to another realm. Why did the first ones leave this world behind filled with fools, I wonder, and make so few of me? We called this the House of Wisdom, but its foundations are unsound. For beneath the House of Wisdom lies the Dungeon of Ignorance, and upon such dark secrets we build our philosophies. Science is the noblest purpose. Knowledge is the greatest power.
No.
No? Then what?
Justice.
This may be the place. It may be here where lies absolute knowledge. It is not how I remember it. Behind the doors, it looked brighter.
But in the end, all we see is darkness. I need to get out of here. Get back to the inn.
而这片区域的上古维续者的成员就已经被干掉了。出去之后就要回到这片区域的据点，去把这边的任务给报一下了，获得了3个技能点。没什么好东西，没什么好东西，走吧。在我们回据点之前，也就是在据点的门口会碰到一位老朋友。
Basim ibn Ishaq.
How did you find this place?
Easy. I just followed the trails of blood.
You should not be here.
Do you talk to him?
Sometimes. Yes.
But he does not answer. I do. We have drifted apart since that day. But what we have seen back at the palace, this light, these sounds, we cannot have possibly forgotten.
Unlike you, Nihal, I keep the past in the past.
You call yesterday the past? And this jinni of yours, this repulsive shadow that crushes your chest, has it crawled back into the past too?
No. It is still here. Sometimes, even in the day, I feel its breath on my neck. The nightmare invades the real world, or has always been part of it.
This is part of your reality, Basim. I am a part of your reality too. I am your past. Tell me, will you leave me there? In the dark corners of your memory?
I will not.
Now, if you could invent a mechanical rug sweeper. Basim.
It is done.
And how did it all play out?
I'm afraid this is a tale for another day. We will save it for one of our campfires.
You have done well, my friend.
Better get back to my work. You know how easily I get bored. Thank you for what you did, Basim.
It is the truth. You have done well. One last thing. Arib, was she involved?
Not that I know. But we must remain vigilant.
经过这2节的内容，我们把现在所处这个据点的上古维续者教团的首领给干掉了。那这个据点呢，现阶段就没有什么任务了，而下一集将前往第3个据点。实际上，这种编剧方式我个人不是很喜欢，它属于是把几个零散的任务用找线索的方式，有点投机取巧式的去编剧，我个人不喜欢。我还是喜欢早期的一条大的故事线，有一种信仰，有一种力量在推进着我们进行冒险。好吧，本期节目到此结束，下期再见。